studying culture, society, and politics. I am Teacher A, and together we will expound our consciousness on the different concepts about cultural, social, political, and economic symbols and practices. This time, let's have first a recap with our previous lesson about cultural relativism and ethnocentrism. Analyze the following statements that I will be presenting and identify if it is an example of cultural relativism or ethnocentrism. Are you ready, dear UCSP fanatics? Let's play the game!
Number 1. Judging other countries' diet. Cultural relativism or ethnocentrism. The correct answer is ethnocentrism. Number 2. It creates a society where equality is possible. Cultural relativism or ethnocentrism. The correct answer is cultural relativism. Number 3. It preserves human cultures. Cultural relativism or ethnocentrism. The correct answer is cultural relativism. Number 4. It encourages social solidarity in groups and in society by which the forces of cooperation become stronger. Cultural relativism or ethnocentrism. The correct answer is ethnocentrism. And lastly, number 5, it creates a society without judgment. Cultural relativism or ethnocentrism. The correct answer is cultural relativism.
Very good! It seems that you really understood our topic last meeting. Before we proceed to our discussion proper, I want you to observe on this particular video. What did you observe on the video presented? Very good! All of your observations are correct. Are you familiar with some Filipino symbols and practices? If the answer is yes, congratulations! It means that you have a prior knowledge about cultural, social, political, and economic symbols and practices.
And for the learning competency, analyze the significance of cultural, social, political, and economic symbols and practices.
In this particular episode, we will talk about cultural symbols and practices, social symbols and practices, political symbols and practices, and economic symbols and practices.
Symbols are the basis of culture. Symbols such as gestures, signs, objects, signals, and words help people understand the world. Symbols provide clues to understand the experiences. They relay recognizable meanings that are shared by societies. Everything one does throughout their life is based and organized through cultural symbolism. Some good examples of symbols or symbolism would be objects, figures, sounds, and colors. It could also be facial expressions, gestures, or word interpretations. Symbols or symbolisms, on the other hand, is when something represents abstract ideas or concepts.
What are the functions of symbols and symbolisms? First, social symbols are used to transfer culture, ideologies, or beliefs from one group to another group of people. Second, symbols are also used to preserve traditions or beliefs of a certain group of people. Third, all symbols contain the face and the hidden values. And lastly, symbols and symbolisms have been used to create movements, spread ideas, and promote advocacies. We have also 4 types of symbols: cultural symbols, social symbols, political symbols, and economic symbols. What is cultural symbol?
Cultural symbols are manifestations that signifies ideology of a particular culture that has meaning within that culture, and it is also connected to our cultural practices. Some general examples of cultural symbols and practices are objects, figures, sounds, and colors. Other examples are facial expressions, word interpretation, or gestures, such as handshakes and hand signals, instead of symbols and signs. Mano or pagmamano is an honoring gesture used in Filipino culture, performed as a sign of respect to elders and as a way of requesting a blessing from the elder.
After learning about cultural symbols, let's proceed to social symbols.
Social symbol is a visible, external symbol of one's social position, an indicator of economic or social status. Individual actions and interactions oriented at task and identify oriented individual actions and interactions produce a subjective side of social phenomena. Examples of social symbols are social classes, social problems, and social issues.
Next concept is all about political symbols and practices.
A political symbol can be any object, person, word, performance, or gesture that represents a political institution, hierarchy of movement, belief, or ideology. Flags, kings, and queens can thus serve as political symbols, as can songs, poems, and national heroes. The scales of justice relate to fairness in judicial process. They indicate that each side of a case will be considered in a court case. The LGBT symbol, like the rainbow flag, are used to promote the political goal of the LGBT rights.
And the last type of symbol is economic symbol and its practices.
What is economic symbol? Economic symbols are used in production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services like currency, market, labor, demands, and other economic activities. Some examples of economic symbols are scarcity, supply and demand, and economic incentives.
Before we end our discussion, I want you to remember these points to ponder.
A symbol has meaning within a group because of shared understanding of what the symbol signifies. Stories, traditions, history, and cultural norms contribute to the meaning of a symbol. At the most basic level, symbols are important because they help people compose meaning in their interactions with one another.
And to process all the things that you've learned this episode, let's play a game titled, Sino sa amin ang pipiliin mo? Here are the mechanics of the game. I will flash pictures on the screen and you will identify if it is an example of cultural, social, political, or economic symbols and practices. Let's start the game!
Number 1. Cultural symbol, economic symbol, social symbol, or political symbol. The correct answer is economic symbol. Number 2. Cultural symbol, social symbol, political symbol, or economic symbol. The correct answer is political symbol. Number 3. Cultural symbol, social symbol, political symbol, or economic symbol. The correct answer is cultural symbol. And number 4. Cultural symbol, political symbol, economic symbol, or social symbol. The correct answer is social symbol.
Very good! Thank you, dear senior high school learners! Stay tuned to our next episodes for more UCSP lessons, reminding you to take pride of your culture and our Filipino values. I hope that you have learned something today. See you again for more episodes here on Senior High Tech TV. Have a great day everyone! Masayang buhay! I am Teacher A, your partner in fighting for your dreams.